Hello viewers, welcome to yet another section with respect to managing an event management company. I'm Dr. Meera Asmi. I'm working as consultant to Government of Kerala and I'm also the managing partner of Broadway Events, one of the leading event management company operating from God's own country, Kerala. So just to recollect, we started off with the stages, various stages of new company, especially in event management company. We understood that there are different stages from the entrepreneurial stage to the growth stage to consolidation stage and finally to the decline stage, and how as a case analysis how Broadway events started off as a wedding planner and gradually grew up to overcome the hurdles of falling into the decline stage and how they overcome it with being into the corporate planning. So today we will actually try to understand the different aspects, the different functionalities of event management company, not just an event management company, any organization as a matter of fact. So what are the key areas where we have to, put our full concentration on. So we'll start with the production and operations side. So we'll start with the slide share in this regard. Okay. So production and operations management is very, very essential for an event management company to cater to the needs of the customer and by providing services which are of value for the customers. So here, like whatever service you are going to render is actually based on the need that is being generated from the customer side, and you are actually organizing events in order to create value for your customers. So for an event management company, the production and operations management are something like a actual micro components of day-to-day operations of an event management company. So you can understand how important it is to have a production and operations management intact for an event management company. So getting into more details, the operations management. So for in order to ensure that your event management company is making satisfactory events for its customers, the event management company should do the following aspects. The company should actually identify the customer needs to provide the desired services. So customer need is very important. You have to identify the customer need and then come up with an event that can be customized or tailor made to suit the best needs of your customer. Then you have to prepare the list of the required raw materials after customers need assessment. So once you identify the basic need of the customer with respect to this particular event, you can plan accordingly with the raw materials procurement which will be actually useful or necessary for making the event a big success. So for that, you can engage the internal as well as external vendors to create a supply chain for raw materials and finished goods between vendor and production facility through the customers. So you need to have appropriate internal as well as external vendors, and they have to create the supply chain for raw materials so that like the finished product in this concept of event management is the final event that is going to come out. So there should be a proper coordination between the vendor, the production facilities, and the customer. So it is a micro activities have to be considered in depth in order to make the event a great success. So, for example, if the state government is giving your event management company a contract to organize the national games in the state, you must first understand the details of the event, including the type of games and events, the services that will be required for the events, the essential sports equipment, etc. So this will be actually will be a base for the raw material requirement, and based on that you can identify the most possible, most economic, most affordable kind of vendors who will be able to supply raw materials for the project implementation. So next important aspect other than the production and operations management is the marketing management. So we all know that a person is going to sell a commodity or sell a good or service in lieu of payment is known as a seller. The person who is going to purchase these goods or services is known as a buyer. And like a physical place or a space where these parties can come and involve in the buying process is called a market. So, according to Philip Kotler, the definition goes by this: the marketing is satisfying the needs and wants through an exchange process. So, there is a need or a want, and based on that, like a person or a customer can go and like buy a product or a commodity or a service in exchange for a for value. That is, it can be money or something of value. So, that is the basic definition of marketing put forth by Philip Kotler. So continuing with that, it's the duty of the seller or the service provider to give a complete and correct information to the consumers about their services. So the seller should give the customers a very comprehensive idea of their service to be provided to the consumers. To ensure high sales, it is important to clearly communicate the USPs of the brand. So we have been talking about the unique selling proposition. So unique selling proposition is one thing that is going to highlight your brand as compared to that of your competitors. So from the seller point of view, the seller should be very, very, very keen as to what is the USP and how they can put it across the customers at large. So these USPs are the unique features of the brand or the service that fulfill the need of the buyer. So having multiple buyers means different preferences and requirements. So for this, the concept of what you call the STP was developed. That is segmentation, S for segmentation, T for targeting, and P for positioning. So you have to, like in order to cater to the needs of the customer, you have to identify what level, which segment the customer base is located, how you can target your customers, and how you're going to position your product in the minds of the customer. So we'll look into detail. So coming to the market segmentation, it refers to grouping of segments of customers having similar demands and preferences. So if you have a common group of customers, a common group of people having similar demands and preferences, that can be segmented into a particular category of segmentation. For example, age. Like if you're coming up with a party, being an event management company, if you're going to come up with a birthday bash or birthday party, then there will be a particular age group, like for kids will have a different segmentation, for teenagers will be having a different segmentation, for the aged people, elderly people will have a different segmentation. So based upon customers having a similar demands or preference, you can segment accordingly. So after market segmentation, the event manager selects one or more of these segments based on the attractiveness of the segment and other considerations. So when you have determined two or more segments in this regard, you can actually look which is more lucrative, which is the most lucrative sector. For example, if you're into birthday parties, like you can actually compare and see which of the age category segment is going to be more attractive. Maybe it might be the teenagers. It is going to be more colorful and like more happening. So that could be attractive. That could act as an attractiveness for a particular sector, and you can actually think how you can connect with that particular segment and place your service accordingly. So developing a marketing strategies and promotional plans in accordance with identified market segments and services offered by the company is termed as targeting. So you are actually developing the marketing strategies and the promotional plans in order to, in accordance with the identified market segment, and this and the services are offered to that particular segment, and this is known as targeting. So, for example, like if you come up with a trade fair, it is actually fulfilling the needs and expectations of all segments, whether individuals or business services. Whereas when you are concentrating more on the corporate events, you focus more on the working class, you focus more on the segment, on the gender base, like men, women, etc. So we are coming up with the example of what we have done in Broadway events. So this is a picture of like a trade fair that we have conducted by Broadway events, which will be catering to a cluster of people, like individuals working, other business houses working. So this will be like one hub where, like people and companies can commonly work in to attend the trade fair. We hosted it. So like this is something like a corporate event which is being planned. So this is like this conceptualized it on the basis of the client requirement. So we understood the segmentation part. We covered what you call as what do you mean by targeting, how you're going to target it. Now the third one is the positioning. So once the event manager completes the process of targeting, the positioning process starts. That it is the process of establishing and communicating the key benefits of the event to the market. You are actually communicating what are the key benefits of like doing business with you, of the proposed event that is going to come up through you. So positioning of the event creates a perception of fulfilling a particular need of the target segment. So you are actually positioning in such a way that you are actually catering to the particular need of the target segment. Now you have something called the marketing mix. It is actually a combination of several concepts and ideas to formulate final strategies that will be helpful in making a brand or service popular or promote it amongst the masses. So you can have a mix of marketing, like you can be being an event management company, you can be a wedding planner, you can give, you can plan events or gatherings or birthday parties, can be corporate event planners. So all these act as the marketing mix. You can actually have different concepts and ideas coming up, and you can all these all under one umbrella brand. For example, Broadway events, we are into event planning, we are into corporate events, we are into wedding planning, we are into birthday planning. So that is like an umbrella brand we have created, and it is the services that we provide, it becomes popular among the mass, so that we are catering to different marketing mix. We do cater to the segmenting needs, we target our services accordingly, and we position our products accordingly to the basic needs of the customers. So this is another like pictorial representation of corporate events, wedding planning, and other like one-to-one events that is being taken care of in Broadway events. So now we'll consider the 4 P's of marketing mix. So we'll start with the product and services. Then we have something related to the price, then the place and the promotion. And we'll consider a fifth marketing mix also, which is called the pace. So we'll consider each one in detail. So to start with, it is about the product or services. So the goods or services being produced by the organizations and thereafter used by the customers are referred to as the product and services. So basically, there are like two types of products, that is tangible products and the intangible products. And being an event management company, you are actually coming up with an intangible service where no physical product is being exchanged, but the service is being rendered. That is, the event experience is being solved. So these services include entertainment, the interactions, the catering service, the brand image of the event in the target market. So this is with respect to product and service. Then the next P is price. That is the money paid by a buyer to purchase a service is the price of that service. So when there is greater availability of the service or product, the price falls and vice versa. So the pricing also depends upon the number of people attending the event and the selected venue. So pricing may also depend on the customer of the type of customer. It can be a senior citizen, so the time of the event. So for senior citizens, you'll have to give some kind of a discount. And if you are going to conduct an event, on a festival season, that also counts for some kind of a discount. So pricing is very important. Then place, like the place where the products or services are being sold is known as the site where the products or services are being sold is known as the place. So it can be sold physically in the market and online. So like there are the factors that has to be considered by selecting a suitable location for business. That includes located where it is located to serve the customer needs, that it is a democratic trends, the cost of the location, that is whether it is on a rent or a purchase price, the quantity and quality of the labor supply, the zoning restrictions where you are permitted to do that particular event there, the general business climate in that particular position, the transportation for customers like highways, public transportation, etc., and raw materials like layer, etc. Like the ease of transportation for the customers to reach the destination, the proximity to raw material, the quality of the public services, the taxes if owing, the adequacy of the future expansion, the value of site in future, and the labor cost and anticipated productivity. All these add to determine a suitable location for your event management company. So next is promotion. So according to Middleton in 1995, promotion is considered to be the most visible of the four P's of the marketing mix, because like you have your product in place, you're going to where it is being placed, where your services are being placed. Now how you're going to promote your brand, that is very important. You can popularize your service through advertising media, to TV, paper, radio, word of mouth, sales promotion, merchandising, direct mail, etc., etc. So it is basically the promotion strategy is designed to attract the attention of the potential customers so that they are motivated to pay for the experience. So now coming to the fifth P, that is a pace. That is, it signifies the speed and efficiency at which the product or services is delivered to the customer. So like this variation was given by Getz, who suggested an 8P mix of the following for event management exclusively. So that is 8Ps for the event management company. First is the product, that is a service offered, the place, the location, the programming, that is the elements and quality of the style, the people, that is the cast, audience, host, and guest, partnership stakeholders in producing the event, the promotion, that is the marketing, communications, the packaging and distribution of tickets, how you're going to sell your tickets for your event, and finally the pricing. All these ensures the speed and efficiency at which this service can be rendered to the customer. Now we'll see what 5 C's of the events, that is according to Gaur and Sagar. Marketing and management of events involve the 5 C's, that is conceptualization, that is generation of creative ideas to create the desired ambience. Costing involves the calculation of production cost and the safety margins. Canvassing for clients, sponsors, or target audience, followed by networking. And the customization of the event concept, that is the event is customized based on the customer needs, marketing objectives, according to brand personality, budgets, etc. And finally carrying out, that's the execution of the event according to the final concept. So 5 C's, that is a conceptualization, where you're starting off with a creative and innovative idea exclusively for that particular event. The costing, the calculation of the production cost and the other safety margins. You have to canvas for your clients or sponsors or target audience or the customers, that is followed by networking. Then you have to customize the event concept completely in accordance with the need of the customers. And finally, you are executing the event. So these are the 5 C's of events. So what are the marketing a service based company? What are the key success factors? So you have to have a clearly articulated positioning strategy, which is very important, because after finalizing the positioning strategy, it is necessary to convey the same to the employees and customers so that everybody understands for saying that you are where you are standing, where is your position. So everybody should be in the same page. So you should emphasize more on quality to develop to the needs and specification of users and ensuring its best quality, both at the time of making as well as execution. So quality should never be compromised. The specification of the users have to be borne in mind, and you have to render the services at the best quality. The customer retention is very important, because it is always beneficial for the event business to retain existing customers along with marketing, making new ones. You need to have your loyal customers by your side all the time, along with expanding your services to newer ones. Then collecting and using of customer data. The service firms collect necessary customer data information for operations and accounting purpose. So this can be ranging from demographic factors to income groups to cultural affiliation. So these databases are potential for further marketing activities. Then close relationship between marketing, operations, and human resources. There should be proper integration and coordination between these functions, which is a key to the success. So soliciting feedbacks from customers and employees is very important. You have to have the feedback from your clients and customers so that you can there is further room for improvement. The top management commitment is very important because they are the decision makers in this regard. So their decision affects all employees from the senior level to the entry level. So this ensures that the management should have a proper vision, and all their operations should be in tune with the vision. So they should have a direct influence on the culture and success of the organization. So to wind this up, we have a learning activity. You can have a promotional strategy for your business plan that should cover goals for the promotional campaign, the use of the combination of promotional tools that you will use, and why you plan to use them. So whether you're going for a direct advertising, whether you're going for the word of mouth through publicity. So what is the promotional campaign? What is the promotional tool you're looking forward to promote your event management company? And how you're going to use it and why you plan to use them. That's a learning activity for the day. So thank you so much for your patient listening. So we will come more with the other functionalities with respect to human resource management, total quality management, and business ethics in the upcoming sessions. So thank you so much for for your listening, continuous listening. Thank you so much. This is Dr. Meera signing off from the SWAYAM platform. Thank you so much.